7 of his 10 wins are by finish, never been submitted. And he's just well-rounded, he's aggressive, he's loose, he's experienced, he's everything that is a nightmare to face in the cage.
Yeah, he uses his physical attributes very well. He's a long fighter, very tall for being a lightweight, but filled out well. He's not skinny. You see some guys that have got great length, but sometimes you wonder, it's like, are they a little undersized for their weight class because they're so tall? And that's not a situation here for Vieira. I like how powerful of a striker he is. He comes out looking for wins both by striking and by, he will try to get a win by a submission if he sees the opportunity. But if he does, he's contrary to what most Brazilians are as far as he likes the TKO. If he doesn't knock you out, he takes you down, and he looks to just punish you with leather on the ground, then maybe looking so much for that submission. And had a great start to his career, being 8-0, but 2 losses in a row, kept with it, bounced back, and now we're seeing him back on a 2-fight win streak and stepping here in the Young Eagles promotion to promote his career even to a further level.
Very excited to see him debut here for ACB. So, next up, another Fight Club Baku fighter, Aliev. Again, he's someone who tasted 2 defeats and then has bounced back onto a 4-fight win streak here. Got that wrestling background that we know is very well versed here at the Baku Fight Club. But what I find interesting about his style and demeanor, especially in the cage, is he's well-rounded, but his patience. He's not somebody who looks to force the takedown early. He'll quite happily work till it comes to him, and that's a difference that we see from that we see in him as opposed to some of the other pure wrestling fighters that we see coming out of Russia.
And honestly, some of the Baku guys, I mean, it's almost like a cultural thing. The Chechens are fighters. They're men as far as, they go in there, they're very aggressive and try to, get in your face. So they have that very, pedal, to the metal type of mentality. And so I like the fact that Adam is able to shake that a little bit culturally, to come out there and be a little bit more of a tactician, a little bit more of a chess player, to look when it's appropriate to really, drive down. And there, you see a more strategic game plan.
Final checks as he makes his way into the cage. More exciting fights as well coming off the back of our fantastic debut at the Sheffield Arena. Sheffield ACB 70 has been announced with a middleweight bout, the Battle of Britain between Luke Barnett and Scott Askham. Tickets available, sheffieldarena.co.uk. Come and join us on the 23rd of September.
Fighting out of the blue corner. Его 32-й рост, 180 сантиметров, вес 70,5 килограмм. He is 32 years old. He stands 180 centimeters tall. Official weight 70.5 kilos. Его профессиональный рекорд состоит из 12 боев, 10 побед, 2 поражений. His professional record consisting of 12 bouts, 10 victories against 2 defeats. Его стиль ММА, his style is MMA, representing São Paulo, Brazil. Please welcome Josue Vieira. Его соперник в красном углу клетки. Бойцу 25 лет, рост 180 сантиметров, вес 70,8 килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 8 боев, 6 побед при 2 поражениях. И его стиль борьба. Дорогие друзья, встречайте из Грозного, Россия, Адам Алиев. Рефери поединка Ашот Ашугян.
So we're set for this lightweight bout. Josue Vieira, the Brazilian, in the white shorts in the blue corner, and Adam Aliev in the red shorts, in the black and red shorts in the red corner. Vieira, from the tape I've watched, brings a great intensity. Watch for heavy leg kicks as well. Really steps into them.
He's dropping that lead hand. That could be an invite. Sometimes when fighters do that, it's not necessarily a sign of laziness or fatigue. Obviously can't be fatigued 30 seconds into a fight, but you lower your hands so you invite your opponent, like, all right, here, I want you to throw here. So also too, you cut off his options, because you're like, well, if you come this way, I know.
Oh, big shots there from Adam Aliev.
Yeah, and that should have, Vieira needs to be alert. He's tall, but Adam just threw 2 shots and they didn't quite land. The right hand did a little bit, left hand missed for the majority of it, but had those connected, we'd already be talking about the next fight.
And there's the patience I talked about with Adam Aliev. Not looking just to rush in and push it against the cage. He's quite happy to let an opening open up and look for that outside calf kick there. Very patient game from both fighters here. So it looks like Jose's trying to invite him in for something.
Well, and I think also too, just he's hesitating right now. You can hear, the corner, they're urging his fighter to go on, but he's kind of, I think those punches whizzing by his chin, he's already respecting Adam. But I mean, and there's respect in a fight, and then there's kind of over hesitation. You have to respect who you're facing in there, but you can't become paralyzed by overthinking, because then now you're not even doing nothing in front of the guy, and it's easier for him to rain down and just, to hit you. So right now he's got to be busy on whatever he sees. It's on him. Yeah, that word I'm not going to translate for you, but his corner's not happy.
That will do. Very dramatic in his corner, screaming.
Well, he's a tall, lanky, long fighter. He's not using it at all. And you just can't sit there and wait for Adam to, he's reading you, he's learning about you, and you're not doing anything to try to hurt him. It's a fight. You got to throw some leather back at your opponent.
2 minutes left now. Vieira moving forward. He's the one who engages the clinch, but the powerful Adam Aliev pushes him back and is now inside control.
And Vieira, when he shot that takedown, his hips were too far underneath of him. He was upright, so it wasn't enough forward pressure. And when you seen Adam basically buck into him and drive down on his hips, he almost blew his own knee out. Did you see how he sat back on it? That becomes, because Vieira was at the wrong angle for that shot. There's that fine line between not being bent over too far and being a table, because then the guy puts any pressure down on you and you basically skydive into the mat face first. But then you can't shoot that erect either, up and down perpendicular to the mat in your spine. You want to be more at like a 30-degree angle to the mat.
He did actually get up quite tentatively on that rear right leg.
Well, that's because he stretched out that quad. He's going to be sore tomorrow on that one. Anybody who's trained enough, you've had that moment where you get pulled back on your own ankle. Whoa, what was that?
That was amazing. Jogs the knee, gets a thumbs up from his opponent there.
Yeah, he basically slid to a knee, almost like he was shooting a takedown, to get him that outside angle, and then came over with a right hand. But see now how loose Adam is getting? That's also Vieira's fault. He's not doing anything really enough to. Adam is just getting more and more comfortable.
We'll say one shot that Vieira has had a couple of moments of success with is that body kick across the side. You watch the elbow of Adam Aliev.
And Adam right there, he threw a left kick and then quickly brought it back down and fired. That was a nice, clean right hand.
Very nice indeed. This was what I was talking about, the patience in this fight.
Nice jab.
And really getting loose as well. The 10 seconds left in this first round, but
straight right to the body. He's got to stay a little loose for my liking. But you see how he's getting more comfortable, feeling his range of his opponent, and Vieira really did nothing to. That was crazy. Sliding across, I've never seen that technique put together that way before. Usually when guys slide to the outside like that, sometimes they call it like a super duck, in wrestling. By sliding to the outside like that, it gives you a phenomenal angle to drive back across your opponent's body, usually with a really powerful double, or they can snatch that inside leg with their lead arm, and then they turn the corner and take the back. Put the ear on the back, but I've never seen a punch on it, obviously, because it's a wrestling move. They don't condone punching.
Not in wrestling, but it'd be interesting to know if that's something he's practiced or that was just improvisation in there, because he is getting looser, and that's because Vieira is allowing him to come back into this fight. He's getting some very stern words from his corner.
And I agree, Vieira kind of needs to wake up. It's like, hey man, we did fly all the way here to fight somebody, right?
So we'll get set for our second round here at ACB 60 in Grozny. Round number 2 is underway.
Adam needs to keep his eyes open because Vieira just got re-inspired. That maybe been a shit first round and he's going to throw it away, and now he's going to come back. And already you can see a little bit different of a composure, but he's not, again, I don't know.
Oh, that glanced across his head. That was...
All right, I mean, that doesn't tell you to wake up that the guy in front of you just jumps and spin side kicks you in the face.
Certainly from the... there's some of the leg kicks I'd seen before, but I was about to say from the footage I've watched on Vieira, he's usually much looser than this, much more aggressive than this.
Travel can catch up to you. I mean, you and I both traveled to get here. I mean, me a little bit farther.
What class did you fly in again? Should we talk about that?
Oh, premium economy's not that phenomenal.
So we are stood up again. But you can feel Adam Aliev growing into this, and confidence, not really facing many weapons that he's got to really defend at the minute.
He's calculating what he's throwing, but he is throwing. He's moving his head, shaking, and the problem is that, and now Vieira's starting to wake up, but I mean, really, he was just losing on a lack of effort. I mean, at that point, you put anybody across from him, and he's losing. He just wasn't doing anything. All right.
Look at that, looking for a two-touch. Turning side kick there.
Yeah, side kick to a spin side kick. I've only seen that really ever in Taekwondo matches. That was impressive to pull that off in an MMA.
Mark Diakaze, I think, did that in the UFC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice inside leg kick. That one really hurt. You could see that take the weight completely of Vieira.
And then came back right with a nice roundhouse and chopped on it. Hit with a jab.
So Vieira slowly waking up. But we are already 3 minutes left.
Man, if Vieira just buckles down and starts learning, he needs to add a jab to his arsenal. I mean, right there, he's kind of throwing it, but his build, his body, his athleticism, if he would just be firing jabs right here, I think his corner would be less freaking out because he's only throwing home run shots. There, that was a beautiful one, too. But right there, he's in range to throw his jab. But his jab he just doesn't have a very good jab. So it's probably, again, why he doesn't throw it a lot. But if he sits at home and does his homework and gets his training down right, Brazil has a lot of good strikers.
Some fantastic strikers down there.
So there's no reason why he can't develop a good jab. And I think that's really what is alarmingly missing in his arsenal right now. And he's starting to take over right now.
It's just forward pressure, and he's making...
And he needs to fix his shorts. That's something that Adam could take advantage of. He was dropping his hands to fix his shorts and pull down. If I was Adam, I would just stay within range. When I see him start that motion to fix his shorts,
boom. Right, yes.
Yeah. You come in nice with a low, with a lead hook, a real explosive 1-2. All right, now Vieira looks like he's fighting. I was really disappointed that first round with his performance. And and now I'm happy.
Now he's pushing.
This is a fight.
Very tough fighter as well. He's taken a few big shots off of Adam. Looking for the takedown again. Adam just shrugs him off.
His life would be so much easier if he knew how to jab.
It's amazing. That is route one as well. That's the fundamentals. You can work so many techniques off of that if you can.
Yep. Well, the problem is that Muay Thai guys, typically real traditional ones, you don't see with a great jab.
Oh, he's pushing forward now.
Yeah, he came forward, driving forward, but then Adam was able to turn the corner, take his back, and just return him right to the mat, or put him to the mat. And now he's sagging on that side.
20 seconds left in this second round, scheduled for 3.
Big throw from Adam. Might go ahead and steal the round from him. Rolling armbar, knee bar. It was a nice little sweep to get him to the mat. Much better round. Man, for a minute there, I was getting ready to start yelling out some things I couldn't translate properly. You don't like to see a guy make this trip all the way down here and just not show up. There, you get a jumping, spinning side kick.
And that was the
with
first.
No setup, lands on you. I mean, that tells you to wake the explicit remark up.
Keeps pushing forward though in that round.
Yes.
Like you said, did take him a while to wake up, but forced some of the action and got some success as well. Made Adam work off the back foot, which we saw a difference in. He wasn't as successful with some of his shots.
Well, because he's actually throwing shots at him. The first round, he basically just let Adam do whatever he wanted, and there was no retaliation. And I think that if Adam would have realized that it was going to be that easy the first round, he probably would have done even more. But Adam, being a very intelligent fighter with a lot of experience, was probably kind of also too like, really, you're just going to let me get away with this? And I think it took him a second, and now Vieira has turned it on, and that second round was a much better showing of who he is as a fighter. And honestly, look, wins and losses are going to come and go, and you can't always control the outcome. You can never really control the outcome of a fight. The other guy's also in there. There's bad decisions, all kinds of ways you can win and lose in this game. But the thing that's hard to sleep at night as a fighter is a bad performance. You think a loss sucks, but even a win, if you perform poorly, you should be upset with yourself. There's nothing more aggravating than not performing at the level you can perform at.
Adam start with a cartwheel kick there as well.
And that good job of Vieira of taking the back, but he didn't hold on to it. And he could have really stole some momentum here in the opening of the third round by taking advantage of a mistake made by a highlight reel move by Adam. And now this is a bad position to be on these Barracoot guys, man. He's going to pass those ankles, and when he comes down, it's not going to just be to pass the guard. There's going to be a heavy shot before. Ooh, beautiful roundhouse.
Worked well there. You can see that. Oh,
yep. And see, stomps are illegal, but the heel kick like that's not. So basically, as long as you bring the foot above your knee, see, there's that heavy leather coming down. He passed the ankle, and then Adam decided to go back into the guard, stand in front of him. He likes what he sees. He's attacking the side of the leg, so he's really cracking down on the sciatic nerve that runs through the outside. Oh,
and again,
yeah, and
right with the shin as well.
Yep. And he's got to be careful of those up kicks.
There's a big shot coming down.
That's what they do. They pass the ankles. Oh, I'm surprised they started that up like that.
Very surprised. There seem to be enough big shots coming down. But Jose Vieira. Oh, nice level change there.
Yeah. And even though he didn't set it up as far as traditionally with a punch, it was so off rhythm. I think that's what caught Vieira, so by surprise.
Vieira showing his dexterity there. Great jiu-jitsu again. This is where he's wanted it, so let's see what he can do. It's 3 minutes left to play, 2 minutes 55, sorry, but both sweaty bodies, and third round, I think someone's opened up in there as well. There's some blood on the...
I think Adam has a cut on his head.
Oh, they're big elbows.
Yeah, man. Can't say enough about the ground and pound they do here. it's basically the ground and pound 101. Hey, kids at home, you want to be dangerous from a wrestling position on top and learn how to throw heavy leather. The Russians, the Brazilians are phenomenal in the guard off their back, in different striking ranges. Americans have, well-rounded, great, but, great wrestling. You look at the Dutch guys, great kickboxing stand-up, that European style over there. Everybody has, has something that,
traits that
traits that are kind of generally in that area. You have good boxers from Chechnya and whatnot and strikers, but the one area that seems to be across the board that they're just menacing at is that ground and pound.
And from inside the guard as well, let's say
yes,
they happily work from in there. They'll make you have to make the moves to get out. This will be interesting to see what we can do.
Well, see how he's that underhook, he's pushing out the face. If he wanted, he could go for an omoplata. Speaking about Vieira. Yeah, that straight armbar that he was going for, inverted there, that never works. Not at this level, not against these guys.
And with slippy bodies as well.
Yeah, I mean, that works with a gi on. Yep. I've seen it work with a gi. I've used it in a gi on people. But you're right, when guys are fresh or, sweaty and no gi, like we are here in an MMA fight.
And this level as well.
Yeah, and I've never broken anybody's arm that way, to be honest with you. And so I don't think it's very easy to generate enough power to do so. So really, if you get your guy to tap, it's out of pain of having the arm stretched. And in here, these fighters from all over the world competing at this level here at the ACB, it would be a shock to me if we find somebody who taps out of pain.
Just 49 seconds left in this third and final round. Small cut on the eye of Adam Aliev. But apart from that, not really had much heavy damage to take during the fight.
Well, I mean, first round was all him just because Vieira still was home. Mentally, he was still in Rio, which I don't blame him. Not a bad place to be hanging out. The beaches of Copacabana.
Beautiful area.
But his corner finally woke him up, and in the second round, we got to see him actually fight. Just
10 seconds left.
Too little, too late, and Adam is a great fighter.
Adam just circling away. He knows he's done enough.
Yeah, I think, I'm glad that Vieira showed up here in the second and third round. But if he's going to travel and fight these distances, whatever caused him to have that mental or lack of mental focus in that first round, whether it was an improper warm-up, travel arrangements.
Trying to find some shorts.
Yeah, the Copacabana, or excuse me, the capoeira type of front rolling heel kick. Here comes again, he's rolling. And I've seen in hard style Japanese, Kyokushin type of karate. I've seen those knockouts occur. That's a kick that can be very vicious. Your whole body's spinning. That foot is coming with a lot of speed, a lot of velocity, and it lands with the heel. If you make a mistake, you could be on the highlight reel with that kick. But again, Vieira just, had he came on in that first round with that stalking pressure, who knows? I mean, this fight might have had a different outcome. I think that first round was just not fired up. His corner was fired up. He wasn't.
Corner was indeed fired up, but this will go to the judges' scorecard, so we'll hand it back to our MC, Mr. Alexander Zargowski.
Ladies and gentlemen, all three judges are in the ring and scoring business. And in 29 to 28. All in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. Jedyna klasa wyższej Sugi. И аплодисменты его сопернику из Бразилии, Josue Vieira.